Good morning to U.S. Michigan. I'm Lauren Kummer. To recap, if you are just tuning in with us now, a man is believed to be inside a home with a firearm. We have been grilling out here all morning. We're taking a little break because we had too many dogs that were ready.
we were cooking too much at once.
Yeah. Attorney Keith Davidson was back on the stand. He represented both Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal. Police now say they have a suspect in custody after ordering a shelter in place. Gary, knowing we're going to be one of the harder hit areas here in Kent County, how has your team been preparing to tackle those roads so that drivers can head out this morning safely? Here are some of the guidelines that you should keep in mind to know when it's safe. If the ice is 2 inches or less, you should stay off. It's like a little treat as she's coming home from school. She knows if I give the man a hug, he will give me pretzels. How is artificial intelligence technology helping, shape this future of public safety? Obviously, that's become a big topic these days as well.
We're going to make it together.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I've actually never made poutine before.
Oh my goodness. Thomas, we saw those 5K runners just take off, and now we're shortly away from the 10Kers. Tell us what's going on down there this morning. For more than 50 years, marijuana has been in the same category as some of our country's most dangerous and addictive drugs. I feel like it's an unusual sight this morning to see the sun rising so early. Very welcomed, though. The CDC says in 91% of cases, someone known and trusted by the child or child's family caused the abuse. That's what happened to one West Michigan woman abused by her father and other men over a 12-year span. We do want to warn you, some of the details could be triggering.
My grooming started at 3 by my dad.
Define normal.
It went from grooming pretty soon after to sexual abuse by the men in his group.
How does one know what it is if they don't know what it isn't?
I didn't know. I thought it was normal.
Childhood sexual abuse was Vicksburg native Rita O'Brien's normal from ages 3 to 15. She says it eventually led to trafficking.
He would have me go to parks and he'd want me to play with little kids, and then he'd go talk to the parents like he was recruiting.
The abuse caused her to have anxiety, ADHD, an eating disorder, and self-harming behaviors, not realizing until several decades later what had happened to her.
It was kind of a tough time.
The Kent County Sheriff's Office says more awareness leads to an increase of reports. That's exactly what they're seeing so far this year.
They're reporting it to law enforcement, which is important. And that's how we're able to kind of move through and start to resolve some of these cases.
In the first quarter of this year, the Kent County Sheriff's Human Trafficking Task Force has identified 24 victims or potential victims. 54% of those cases have been identified as juveniles.
Those cases have increased almost 20% over the last several years.
Not all of the cases are local. The sheriff says many cross jurisdictional lines, in part using technology.
Often that's the first contact with a child is something electronically.
That's where parents being vigilant is crucial.
As I talk to parents and what do we do about this and how do we keep our kids safe, that technology piece is the part they often feel less confident about. But I can't emphasize enough the gravity of making sure that you're paying attention.
The Sheriff's Office is at it 24/7, 365. Through their Human Trafficking Task Force, a federal task force, and their Child Anti-Exploitation Program, or CAP, they've been able to identify and prosecute cases, especially on the dark web, a private communication structure that parallels the web we use every day. It's been made possible through specialized technology and training.
We put more resources towards it because of the increase, but also because of the gravity of the impact of that crime. When somebody is victimized at a young age, it has long-lasting effects.
That's why the sheriff is encouraging people to speak up if they notice something unusual.
It sounds like the easiest thing, and we talk about this in context with almost every crime that happens, but there are almost 700,000 people in Kent County, and they can all be a resource to report that a child isn't acting right, doesn't look right.
Like Rita O'Brien, who never got that help until later in life.
Like a kid doesn't know they can get help.
She's become a voice for the voiceless.
You survive what you survive because you don't know there's a way out.
Making sure if this is happening to you, that you know how to define normal.
I think that the reason I'm so passionate about it is because I don't want anybody else to go through it.
Rita has also been an advocate for nearly a decade now, working with several area organizations combating human trafficking and child exploitation. She's currently working to take her test to become a fully licensed social worker to help other victims. If you or someone you know has been affected by sexual abuse, help is available 24/7 through the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 1-800-656-HOPE. Reporting live in studio, I'm Lauren Kummer, Fox 17 News. You don't usually hear of kids learning the fundamentals of engineering in school, but one West Michigan daycare is preparing the next generation of little engineers. Children as young as 3 are learning through hands-on engineering activities and toolkits to problem solve, get creative, and build relationships, all skills they'll eventually use day to day as grown-ups.
Yeah, actually, preschoolers, if you want to go grab your kits right now, we immediately start with investigating the toolkits. So we separate each piece individually.
Screw by screw.
Here, I'll help you. There we go.
With some serious swings.
So, oh, Scotty, nice job.
And a twist or two.
Twist, 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 twist. And it's supposed to stay.
Little engineers at the Learning Experience Beltline are tightening up their skills week by week with the help of their teacher, Miss Isabel.
It is something that we do for a long period of time to kind of inflict some of those skills more thoroughly.
By the final week,
we used all of our materials and we took our knowledge that we learned and we designed it. And we made it our own and we used creativity. And that's how we did it.
This is just one of several curriculums introduced to kids from infants all the way to age 5. Each program tailored to the specific age groups.
It helps teach children different types of skills between, the natural curiosity as well as involving science and math subjects, problem-solving skills, as well as social and emotional development.
The STEM-based learning allows kids to learn independently and also as a group. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics says science, technology, engineering, and math jobs are on the rise. By 2032, there will be nearly 11% more jobs in STEM fields than 10 years before. Kennedy Savageau, the assistant director of the center, says the programs enhance the way kids think, introducing them to types of jobs they could have as adults.
They focus on it for about 30-ish minutes a day. It fits into their daily routine, into kind of their small group and large group spots.
These experiences aiming to let kids learn through exploring.
Oh, we're missing a wrench here.
And doing.
And we're going to screw it on the inside.
So that they'll be better positioned as adults to have the tools they need to get the jobs they want.
It was something that just kind of felt different than other centers, kind of something that was different with our curriculum.
Thank you, everyone.
If you're interested in signing your kid up to attend the learning experience, we have a link in this story up on our website. The curriculum focuses on the 6 ages and stages of early childhood development, including infants, toddlers, twaddlers, preppers, preschoolers, and kindergartners. Their next section is focusing on sports. Reporting in studio, I'm Lauren Kummer, Fox 17 News.
From the station with the most local news in our West Michigan, Fox 17 Morning News at 8 starts right now.
Good morning to you, West Michigan. I'm Lauren Kummer.
And I'm Reese Cole. Thanks for joining us on Fox 17 Weekend Mornings.
Yeah, it is a long weekend, and here in West Michigan, I know we get a lot of visitors. And so for those who may be tuned in, first of all, welcome to West Michigan. Secondly, get your umbrellas out today.
Have it on standby here this morning. It's going to get a little rainy and it's probably pretty heavy at that. Thunderstorms are going to be possible. Rain jacket or umbrella for a preference?
Umbrella.
Umbrella?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can easily take it off and then it's not getting on your clothes.
True. I respect that. I'm more of a raincoat person just because it's like it substitutes my outfit. It's easy. It's like, oh, now that's all I have to wear.
That's true. How about boots?
Oh yeah, rain boots. Absolutely
rain boots,
have those on standby as well. You can do a lot with those, a little more versatile. But
at least one person is in the hospital with unknown injuries after a shooting at a Muskegon Township Veterans Hall. That's according to Muskegon Central Dispatch. While details are limited at this time, dispatch confirming the call came in around 1:30 a.m. for reports of a shooting at the Disabled American Veterans Bingo Hall. That's on East Laketon Avenue. Officials could not confirm any fatalities. Stick with Fox 17 as we work to learn more details. Those updates can be found both on air and online. New overnight, officials are investigating reports of shots fired near the Old Fashioned Days Festival in Fruitport. Muskegon County Dispatch says the call came in around 10:30 Saturday night near Pomona Park. Old Fashioned Days was underway at the time. Officials have not confirmed anyone being shot. No injuries have been reported. That scene is now clear. And a man who claimed to have a bomb and threatened a trooper is now dead. That's according to Michigan State Police. This comes after an ongoing standoff situation in Oceana County yesterday. MSP says they spoke to the 44-year-old man earlier that day at a home on Skeels Road after receiving a call he was acting erratically. He left, but troopers later saw him walking near Nichols and Fruitvale Roads. Investigators say when he saw those troopers, he ran back into the woods and came out carrying a wired device.
He was perceived to have what was believed to be an explosive device and made the statement of that he was going to kill someone. Whether he had any additional type of weapons on him, that has not been released at this time. Until we determine exactly what kind of device that was, you can't speculate on what would have happened had that device been detonated.
Negotiators attempted to level with the man for several hours. During those negotiations, the man made a threat to which one of the emergency support team members fired a shot and hit him. He has been pronounced dead. Efforts are now being made to put the device in a safe location. Battle Creek police are investigating shots fired near a graduation party that sent one teen to the hospital. It happened in the area of Willis and Main Streets just after 12:30 in the morning on Friday. Police say they found several people leaving from the area of the party when they first arrived. A short time later, an 18-year-old who had been at that party went to a nearby hospital with a gunshot wound to her leg. Police do not believe she was the intended target. No other injuries have been reported from this incident. As investigators continue to look into what happened, they're asking anyone with information to contact their department or Silent Observer. And to an update on a shooting that happened in Wyoming on Friday night, police say the victim has died. The victim's been identified as Grand Rapids native 34-year-old Marquise Reed Moore. The shooting happened in Wyoming's Clyde Park neighborhood a little before 8:30 in the evening. Wyoming police are still investigating and ask anyone with information to contact them or Silent Observer. It's Memorial Day weekend, a time where people across the U.S. remember those who died while serving our country. Members of the Grand Rapids American Legion Post 2 continuing a tradition this weekend by planting flags for soldiers who have passed away. Fox 17's Sam Landstra spoke with their members about what Memorial Day means to them. If you're interested in attending a Memorial Day parade tomorrow, there are several happening throughout the morning here in West Michigan. In Saugatuck, their parade begins at 9 a.m., starting at the American Legion Hall on Mason Street before heading to the nearby town of Douglas, where their 10:30 a.m. parades start on Center Street. In Ottawa County, Grand Haven will host their parade beginning at 9:30 tomorrow morning. It begins at 6th and Washington and goes to Lynn Sherwood Stadium. Holland's parade also begins at 9:30 tomorrow morning at 8th and Central downtown. And finally, Kalamazoo's parade will be at 10 a.m. on Michigan Avenue and end at Riverside Cemetery on Gull Road. You're taking a live look at the USS Silversides, a World War II era submarine. It's docked in Muskegon at the USS Silversides Museum, which hours from now will be the site of the annual Lost Boat Ceremony. That ceremony pays tribute to the 52 submarines lost in World War II. The time-honored tradition has been going on for 36 years. It's happening today from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's 8:08 this morning. Still ahead.
Significant damage here at the FedEx Distribution Center. We're seeing that behind us. It is a large facility, but a majority of the middle portion of it has been destroyed. Snow has really blanketed the area here in Muskegon and Ottawa counties, and this is what we're seeing throughout a lot of the area, this thick layer of snow and ice on a lot of branches. Michigan State Police say that 13-year-old boy was killed in that hit and run, and 2 others were injured. They were believed to have been walking on Wise Road here in Eureka Township. We're taking a look at the damage this morning here in Pavilion Township, just east of Portage, and this damage is expansive throughout this area. Take a look at some of this behind me. This right here is steps from one of the homes nearby. Decided that I would try out for the U.S. women's national team just in case they needed another player. So we're going to try and get the ball into the net here. We'll see if I can do better than I did the last hour. Ready? Lauren. Here we go. This is what most of the trees here in Kalamazoo look like. There's about an inch of ice accumulation surrounding the area, which is causing a lot of those trees to come down. Fire crews tell me they have a reason to believe that someone was living in one of these storage units here at Self-Storage Muskegon, and they believe that is how the fire started. It was quite a sight here in Holland this morning. As you can see there, the James DeYoung power plant has been demolished. It is starting in just about an hour. Lots of good stuff here. As you can see, we're in the furniture section.